All right. So we're on. Again, Wirecast saves the day here because I don't have any subscribers and not a great following on the YouTube. We got to go with this one. And, you could do this too. But so I'm just going to pan around and this is kind of just a video about, I don't know, maybe a chapter in my life. And, we're going to talk about some things that I want to get into. I don't exactly know how long we're going to go here. But that's about it. So this is the kitchen. As you can see, it is moving day. I'm going to give you a little bit of background here. Here's the door and the kitchen. There used to be a nicer table here, but now we've got like a little bistro table. So, when you're kind of down and out, as I think many of us are, this is just kind of how it goes. So I hope you enjoy this little time here as we walk down memory lane. So here's the living room here area. I did paint this. I think we did a pretty good job. It actually, it could have just used a little bit more help, but we ran out of money or we didn't have any money, and maybe it's all about money. Well, I hope it's not. So, obviously we're going to get a little political here. But anyway, here's just some stuff piled up in the corner. We got to move that shit around. The thing is done. There's a nice kind of veranda out here. I don't know if we can really catch it. Maybe we can. It's pretty much empty. Doesn't matter. So anyway, I'm just smoking and having a Diet Coke, and we're going to take it from there. So let's turn the camera around, because obviously we're just making a thing here. There we go. Okay, perfect. Let's put it down here. Kind of a makeshift tripod. Here we are. See, I don't want to step too far away because this is professional theater here. We're not wearing any pants, So I don't think a lot of people do wear pants, as far as the news media goes. Maybe this isn't the best thing because we've got some lighting situation here. Kind of move that shit by. Maybe that's better. Is that better? Hi, it's me, Cindy Lou. Welcome to the Cindy Lou Show. I got a Diet Coke here, cigarette. I need an ashtray, like a light. Let's kind of move it along here before we get into it. I really want to get into some things here, and hopefully we can, get into some things as far as topics. To talk about. I did not actually plan anything. I have no prepared statements. So you've come to the wrong place if you're looking for some prepared statements, because that ain't gonna happen. So I think we've actually found a good place to put a tripod up. We can monkey around with the lighting for a second here. Just bear with me. I've only got a couple of hands, so like most people. Okay, so here we are. Maybe this is better. Is that better? I think that's better. All right, so let's talk. I'm listening to a lot of Bill Cooper lately. It is the time of Christmas, and As it is the time of Christmas, we like to think about Jesus. And obviously, touchy subject. More wars have been fought in the man's name than any other person. Probably the most famous person in the world. Until now. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll take his title away. No, I doubt it. I'm not. No, not that full of myself. Sorry, I'm not the second coming. I know you may think I am. Sometimes I might think I am, but I'm not. So we're not going to try and take the place of Jesus. I just want to talk about, and I'm not going to get all religious on you and stuff like that. I just think that the point of religion is getting all wrong here. I mean, this is, I think, something I'm noticing is we're getting it wrong. And, we need to get it right. The world is getting to be a crazy place. I mean, every other day, somebody's getting busted for having kinky sex or, whatever. So, and obviously they don't, because maybe they worship a different God. I don't know. I mean, I think maybe that's kind of the root cause. The world we live in seems to be very material driven. Everything is about money. So, everything is about money. Let me put the cigarette out so I can start thinking here. But, this is a good studio, I think. So, but everything is about money. And I'm starting to get really ticked off about the whole money thing, because that's not what we're put here. We were not put here to chase dollars or pounds or yen or yuan or rubles or rupees or whatever. It's all currency. Currency is just this is what we've come to, is we've come to this thing where we're feeling like everything we do has to do with how much you can make, has to do with your earning power. And I think it's wrong. And I think we're going to get into that. I mean, if I'm not really a trends forecaster. I do listen to Gerald Celente a lot, but that is a trend in the news. So be careful. Be aware that the crash may come. If you understand my meaning, I mean, the crash may come. It might happen, and you might lose it all. Where I live in Illinois is terrible. We just have this issue with money. Everything is just, we need more taxes. Let's put up another toll road. Let's put a soda tax on. It's a good thing that the soda tax got repealed in Cook County. So let's, all cheers to that, even though I stopped buying soda in Cook County for, I don't know. I don't make it to Cook County that, I think my grand total in soda tax expenditures is probably about maybe $4, for the, excuse me, the 2 months or so that the soda tax was actually in focus. So it's a good thing that the people did speak, and they said, this is wrong. You can't tax the soda. It's just water. It's sugar water. A lot of people live on it. I mean, I drink about, 15 Diet Cokes a day or something like that. Apparently, it does not help. Diet Coke is a terrible name for it because, it's still sugar. It's just a different kind of sugar. That's a personal thing. I should probably drink more water. But, I don't know. It's a taste. It's acquired taste. Some people are like, I don't want to listen to, I don't want to drink Diet Coke. I like to drink regular Coke. I mean, I don't think there's actually really even though they say that a regular Coke is like 180 calories and a Diet Coke is like 0, it doesn't matter, because your body still it's poison. But we consume poison all day, and I try and consume as much poison as I possibly can. So I do. So, but anyway, the people did fight back on the soda tax, which is good. So let's talk about Illinois politics as long as we're on the subject for now. I think J.B. Pritzker is kind of gaining in the polls and stuff like that. A lot of people are saying, we're Democrats, we're in Illinois. Maybe that's your problem, you're Democrats. Stop being Democrats, for Christ's sakes. Just stop. It's terrible. Do you think a billionaire is going to solve your problems, your financial problems? The answer is he's not. Okay? The answer is the man is not. J.B. Pritzker will not solve any of your problems. Now, eventually, I think, if I'm thinking about the trend of it all, that the race is probably going to wind up with between J.B. Pritzker and Bruce Rauner. There is a third option, myself, but this is a write-in candidate. You're not going to find me on the ballot. I pretty much, I don't even want to be part of the Libertarian Party, even though that's probably what I subscribe to most or something like that. But your main candidates are going to be Bruce Rauner, who is the incumbent. He's a Republican. And J.B. Pritzker. Now, what do you think you're going to get with Bruce Rauner? You're still going to get more gridlock. Michael Madigan is not going to retire. You're just going to get more gridlock. You're going to get more taxes. What do you think you're going to get with J.B. Pritzker? More taxes. I know he's putting up ads where he's saying that. I'm going to fight I'm going to fight for you. Do you think he's really going to fight for you? I mean, the man was born with a silver spoon up his ass. Really. I mean, he's a billionaire. Okay? How many of you listening here are billionaires? My answer is probably none. Maybe one. Maybe one. I don't know. Do I know a billionaire? I don't know if I know a billionaire. I know probably some people that have, hundreds of millions of dollars. But maybe they don't. Maybe their parents do. I don't know. But this has nothing to do with them, okay? Because we're the future. The young people are the future. And I think that the young people actually need to get a grip on the fact that the future is coming and it's going to roll over you unless you stop being such a dick. I mean, really. Let me tell you about a story. I mean, the other day I was on my route. I do this route where I pick up blood and piss and shit, and it's all in test tubes, so I don't have to touch it. So thank God for that. But and basically specimens, right? So I show up at this one place, and this is the only place that actually, where there's somebody there, because it's Saturday, and most of those doctors, they're done at like noon. Doctor's hours, banker's hours, same thing. So they're done at noon. But this one, it is the after hours care. So we were, so I go there the other day, and excuse me. So I go there the other day, and the woman who's receptionist there, she says, "Do you see the train?" And I'm like, "What train?" Really? Well, it's a couple boxes or something like that. I'm like, "There's a train in there?" No, it's going to become a train. And actually, I saw the finished product today where it was actually a train. It looked like, a train. It was like some boxes stacked up to look like a locomotive. So, I think she actually really did a good job. But it turned into this thing. I was like, "Now, can you say Merry Christmas?" And she's like, "No, we can't say Merry Christmas because, people might get offended."
And I'm like, people need to stop getting offended about that shit. They really do. Because, I mean, I understand America's a very diverse place, but we also need to, kowtow, we also need to kind of cater to the people who kind of made it. Okay? Because whether, now I don't expect anybody to kind of know as much as about the history of America as kind of I do, but it was kind of pretty much founded as a Christian nation. And Christianity was kind of the norm for many, many years. And now we're not allowed to say that. Now it's got to be happy holidays. But so any which ways, she's talking about this thing, and she's like, and I'm gonna put some snowflakes up there, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa! You can't put snowflakes up there. That might be offensive because, we don't want to offend the snowflakes, do we? And basically she didn't get it. She didn't really get it, until I had to kind of explain it to her that, yes, there's young people and it's kind of a derogatory term, but we call them snowflakes sometimes because, they're special and, we believe in this and we believe in that. And they believe in an unsustainable future, more or less. But any which way, yeah, I mean, snowflakes, really, that's an insult now to some people. So, that was kind of the whole thing behind the story there is just that there's, if you get offended by being called a snowflake, there's no help for you. You need to grow a pair. I mean, you really seriously do. And I hate to be the one to tell anybody that they need to grow a pair, but I think a lot of people really need to grow a pair. I think there's just a problem in America where nobody's got any balls. Nobody's tough enough to take criticism. I mean, we're trying to create this society where you can't criticize anybody. And that's just wrong. I mean, you need to be able to criticize people because a lot of people are should be criticized. I mean, criticism, it should not be an attack. It should be to help. And there's a thing called constructive criticism. So, I mean, I think if you see somebody who's doing something wrong that you don't like, offer them constructive criticism. Offer them something that says, here, I don't understand this, but I'm going to try and help you here. I think you could do it a little bit different. And that's it. I mean, that's it, really. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back in just a moment. So hopefully you stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right. And now, your starting lineup for the Cindy Lou Show at 5'11" from College of DuPage. Your starting forward, Cindy Briber. I don't know, I've been to a lot of places. Maybe Northwestern University. Yeah, I've been there too. So, been to a lot of colleges, flunked out of most of them or whatever. But college is bullshit. So whatever they're talking about with da 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 da. So come on. Yeah, really. I mean, I don't know. Let's make a show out of this, right? Any which way, what was I talking about? I was talking about snowflakes. We get a real issue with snowflakes. I mean, I really want to write about this because I think I'm getting a lot of material for the book. I've been taking really a year off, and it's been a much needed year off, and it was really a year off to get observations. And I've been taking a lot of observations, and I don't really like the way the world is going. I think I was actually kind of happy a year ago. Many of us might not be happy due to the fact of, our president, and he is our president. Any of you people who are saying, he's not my president, yes, he is. The majority of the people in this country, and I know we can get into that whole thing about he didn't win the popular vote. I think that might come out eventually, that maybe he did win the popular vote, because the other side, they like to cheat. They do. They like to fill the ballot boxes with dead people and illegal people and all kinds of people that maybe might not be able to vote. So one of the things that does piss me off, though, is everybody has to, keep saying, if you listen to like Hannity or pretty much most people on the kind of the right side of the whole thing, or the conservative side, you can't say right. I'm going to get into this in just a minute, but most people on the conservative side is like, he was a duly elected president, and I hate saying, I hate it when I hear this. I even had to look it up because, this is one of those terms. He was a duly elected president. All duly means is correctly, according to law. So I'm like, he was a correctly according to law, the law is bullshit anyways, isn't it? I mean, come on. The law doesn't have anything to do with you. Presidential law has nothing to do with you. And it really has nothing to do with anybody you voted for anyways. I mean, he was selected. So, because, I don't know, I think the powers that be really kind of realized it's like the people will never accept a Hillary Clinton presidency, and they won't, and maybe she'll run in 3 years, or maybe she won't, but if she does, I think she's going to fail again. So, because Hillary Clinton, as much as she wants to be president, she feels it in her heart that it's her destiny to be the first woman president. It's not going to happen for her because she's a bitch, so there, we've said it. I mean, how many times do we have to understand this? That's kind of the thing. Nobody was really wanting Hillary to be president. I mean, most of the people actually really wanted Bernie to be president, But that just goes to show you how dumb some of us are, because we wanted socialism. Yay, socialism in the USA, right? I don't know. So I hope Trump actually wins, or actually succeeds. And all this thing you're seeing these days with the constant people being fired due to sexual impropriety, this just happens to be due to the draining the swamp part. So I think actually it has taken a little while, but Trump is actually delivering. President Trump is actually delivering on draining the swamp. It's messy. I mean, it's going to be messy. When you want to drain the swamp, it's going to be messy. I mean, things are coming out. People don't want to talk about it, and You know, I mean, nobody wants to talk about having sex with little kids, but you know, I think we're starting to have that conversation because it's wrong. You know, it's fucking wrong. I mean, you know, Time magazine, really, you know, the Me Too thing, you know, I mean, that's a cop out. That's like a couple years ago, what did they do as person of the year? They put a mirror on the front. It's like, the person of the year is you. I'm like, I'm person of the year. So, yeah, I think, what was it, a couple years ago? I was Time magazine's person of the year. Well, I mean, you were too, and I guess we are, all were. So now, you know, I mean, it just shows you what a fucking joke it is. Okay, I mean, they use the media to drive your opinion. And, you know, if you buy into it, which I think a lot of people do, you're just lost. You know, I mean, it's like, what do you really know? You don't really know anything, do you? I mean, come on. I mean, you don't. No. I don't know. I mean, I get into weird ethereal conversations with people. I'm like, hey, you know what? Have you heard about Flat Earth? Yeah, it's got some points. You know, do I believe in Flat Earth? I don't know. I can't really make up my mind on that one. You know, I'm just saying there's a lot of evidence to say that the Earth is flat. Yeah, the Earth is flat. Could be round. But I think if I really had, you know, if I really had a life or death, pick one or the other, I'm going to say flat. We're not a ball spinning in space. We're just, you know, there is no outer space. We can't land on the moon. Have you ever noticed this? Let me get back to you on that. I need to get another Diet Coke and another cigarette. So let's take another quick break. Be back in, I don't know, 30 seconds. All right. And we're back. I mean, you know, dun 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 dun. What did you find? A dime? A dime. We're in the money. It's all about money, but no, it's not about money. Any which way, I was talking about flat Earth for a second here. There's actually a lot of evidence to say that maybe the Earth is flat. Maybe they are lying to us. Could it be possible that the media lies to us? I don't know. I mean, for a long time, I really kind of believed in the Warren Report, but not too long ago, some evidence came out in the form of a bunch of papers that said maybe the Warren Report was full of shit. And maybe Oswald didn't act alone because apparently maybe it was impossible that a bullet, you know, could enter here coming from up there. Right? So any which way. I mean, the government lies to us. That's our whole thing. So maybe the Earth is flat and maybe we can't go up to space. Have you ever noticed this? That, you know, we're going to go to the moon again. Or we're going to go to Mars, but it's always like 3 years away or 10 years away. But I'm going to make a prediction right now, as it is, what is it? December 9th or December 10th. I guess December 9th. Maybe it's December 10th. Doesn't matter. It's either the 9th or the 10th. But I'm going to make a prediction here, as it is let's just call it December 10th, 2017. On December 10th of 2020, we're going to be still discussing, hey, we're going to go to Mars in like 3 years. How come we never get there? I mean, where's my flying car? I won't have a flying car. You won't have a flying car. Probably in 3 years you might have a self-driving car, but you're not going to have a flying car until they figure out how they can squeeze the most amount of money out of you to pay for your flying car, which if you've bought a car lately, you understand that cars on wheels cost a lot of money. So what do you think a car with wings or propellers or something like that is going to cost you? Nor do you think they're even going to let you drive it. No, they won't. It's all going to be a drone. So, but let's not prognosticate too much. I'm not really I know I've seen a glimpse of a future, but I really don't want to talk about that right now. So let's talk about the here and now, because that's all we can talk about is the here and now. So flying cars are probably coming. Self-driving cars are going to be coming. But I can guarantee you this, we're not going to make it to Mars in 3 years. In 3 years, they're going to be saying, we're going to make it to Mars in another 3 years. And it's going to keep on going and going and going and going. We can't go to Mars. In fact, I don't think we can really go beyond low Earth orbit. And there's evidence to prove so. We've got astronauts from NASA, NASSholes. They keep saying it too. Like, we can't get past low Earth orbit. We lost all the stuff to go to the moon, and it would just be too painful to build it back. Meanwhile, that's the whole thing. We're going to go to the fucking moon. We're going to go there. The sun is not 93 million miles away. The sun is like a lot closer than that. The sun and the moon are probably actually about the same size. And we can't get up there. Okay? This is all there is to it. Ta-da! Bingo! I think we've talked some truth here. This is all there is to it. Us on the world plane. Flat plane. It's called sea level, not sea curve. So there's the flat earth thing. But a lot of people, when you bring up flat earth, they're going to start thinking you're crazy. So therefore, I'm not going to actually sit here and say, yeah, I totally believe in flat earth. And nor am I going to push it on you. I'm just going to put the bug in your head. I'm going to plant some seeds and say, think about it. It might actually be flat. Okay? And actually, I think I'm really more than 50% on the thing that is flat. I'm like, 51-49, or something like that. So they lie to us. They lie to us about everything. And until you realize that, life is going to be difficult. But maybe you don't want life to be difficult. Maybe you just want life to be easy. And if you're one of those people who wants life to be easy, more power to you, I suppose. Be part of that crowd. But I think there's some of us out there, there's still some of us out there that actually think about things, take in all sides. And, we are the classical liberals, even though the spectrum is getting too much. It's getting, the spectrum is, they keep it's newspeak. We're trying to, everything is up. Everything that was up is down, and everything that's down is up. Everything that's black is white. I'm wearing a white shirt, by the way. Yeah, I mean, it's like they everything is getting jumbled up, and they're confusing things and working different directions that is really just put here to confuse you and keep you dumbed down. I mean, how many times do we have to hear it? They want you dumb enough to follow orders, but smart enough to run the machines and do your job and not any questions. I mean, I know I said that backwards, but backwards is forwards, and forwards is backwards, and up is down, and down is up, and black is white, and white is black, and white is wrong, and wrong is right, and black is good, and now we're getting into racism. I mean, obviously, don't be racist. I mean, the greatest thing I think we've heard, and we keep hearing it again, is the the Martin Luther King thing. I mean, ask not, or no, that's John F. Kennedy. But what did Martin Luther King say? Martin Luther King, you did not meet Martin Luther King. I did. I was walking around, and he hit me in the face. He said, I was like, Dr. King. No. I didn't meet Dr. Martin Luther King. That was from Coming to America, in case you didn't get the reference. But don't judge somebody by the color of the skin, but the content of their character. And more so now than ever before, I think we are just judging people by the content, the color of their skin, and not the content of their character. I mean, right now on college campuses everywhere, from what I've heard, being white is terrible. It's an evil thing. You're a Nazi, And they don't even know what Nazi means. They just know you're a Nazi. I mean, yeah, call me a fucking Nazi. Yeah. Let me tell you about my struggle. No, I mean, but I don't see things in that way. I mean, I talk to people based on the fact that can they communicate. Now, I can quickly dismiss people, based on them being stupid. I don't have time for a lot of stupid people. And it doesn't matter what color your skin is. I mean, because listen, I've met a ton of stupid fucking white people. Okay, I really have. And the stereotypes do ring true. So it doesn't matter. I'm an equal opportunity dismisser of the dumbassery that goes along with race. I mean, it's just like, are you smart? Can you handle a conversation? Now, I don't make any bones about it. I mean, I do listen to, InfoWars a lot. I mean, they're the real news. They're more real than CNN is, stuff like that. And they always have people, man on the street interviews and stuff like that. And, they interview these people that are like, well, I believe in diversity and I believe in this. And if you don't believe in that, you're a racist. But I'm not going to talk to you. And I don't have any fucking words for you. I can't even string a sentence together to refute your argument. Really? Well, you know what? If you can't say anything other than fuck you, Alex Jones, you lose. Seriously, you lose the argument. I mean, it's just so... I mean, it's funny to me, but it's so stupid. Isn't it? I mean, I think it's stupid. If you can't tell somebody why you disagree with them, if you just have to resort to calling them names, you've lost. Come up with an argument. Seriously, you gotta come up with an argument and say, here's why I disagree with you. Maybe cite some sources. I'm not one to really cite a whole lot of sources. I don't really give a fuck what goes on in the world. I watch the 5 o'clock news every now and then, you know, and, you know, I'm like, okay, 10 people are shot dead in Chicago. Who cares? You know, now I can still use that. You know, but I don't sit there and think about the minutia of cases and stuff like that. It's like, okay, Donald Trump and Russian collusion. You know what? Nothing's fucking there. Nothing's there. You know, I mean, it wasn't Donald Trump colluding with Russia. It was the person that was running against Donald Trump that was colluding with Russia. And everything is being projected. Again, this is going back to the everything that's right is wrong, and everything that's black is white, and up and down, you know, and it all. And maybe you need someone like me who happens to be transgender. I don't want to break that ice too much, you know, to put it in the thing, because this is why, you know, this is why I'm able to actually walk on the earth, and I haven't had fucking put a goddamn gun in my, you know, mouth years ago. I mean, because it's like, I keep thinking about stuff, you know. I'm just like, okay, let's explore all the angles, and maybe we'll make our mind up, and maybe we won't, and, you know, I mean, it's a work in progress. You can't, nothing is final, okay? We're not making final fucking tests here. So, I don't know. Nothing is a final test at this point in time. So you need to keep an open mind about everything. I think we need to express that. And I'm going to tie this back in just a second. Let me take a break for station identification. And we'll be right back. So I hope you stay with me. Give me 2 seconds. And now, your starting lineup for your World Championship Chicago Bulls. The man in the middle. No, any which way. So we're going to have to wrap this up, because apparently I've been broadcasting for long enough, and my phone's about to die. So, how do we wrap this one up? So I've been listening to a lot about, because maybe it is the spirit of things, that I'm listening a lot about Jesus. And, you know, I'm trying to kind of find him, maybe a little bit. Because I think that's kind of where we go wrong. I think that when we go to organized religion, and you know, your pastors and your rabbis, and you're this, and you're the, well, maybe not your rabbis and not your imams, but maybe your pastors and your reverends and your fathers and your uncles and daughters and sisters and brothers, you know, they're like, you need to get a relationship with God, you know, and wait, because God will show his thing. And that's why I think what I find fallacy with is, because I think there's a lot of promotion where it's like, you know, you just need to wait your turn, and God will answer your prayers. You know, God is going to find you. God does this, God does that. I think we're getting it wrong. It's a constant battle, actually, to keep searching for God. You can't just wait for God to enter your life. You need to actively seek out and find him. Meanwhile, I think the whole thing, Christmas, the whole thing is just getting lost. Really, it really is, because it's not the whole thing. I mean, it's not the spirit of giving. Yes, I understand the spirit of giving, but it's very materialistic. And remember that Jesus, one of the only times, probably the only time I think that Jesus got angry, on record, was the fact that, when he flipped the tables over in the temple. And I think we need a moment like that. So, that's what I intend to do. I intend to flip the fucking tables over on because, live a Christ-like life. I think that's what would Jesus do? You always have to ask yourself that. No, I'm not ultra religious, and obviously I think if you know me, I'm not hanging around with the quote unquote best of America. I'm kind of hanging out with the lowlifes. And, sorry if you think I don't mean you're a lowlife, but, I hang out with the common folk. And that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. And it's not about money. So, we need to flip over the tables. And I think we need to do it on a broad scale. So, I'm again, my name is Cindy Pryber. I'm running for governor of Illinois. This is not technically the most campaign-y video, but I do actually promise to, put out some more videos here, because I really want to start laying out my case for this, because I think we've got a shot. I think we definitely got a shot if we can maybe do it. And I was watching Brewster's Millions the other day. It's a pretty good movie. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. I'm trying to buy your vote. No, I'm not trying to buy your vote. I don't have any money to give you. I don't want you to vote for me. I just don't want you to vote for them. That's it. That was the message. In Brewster's Millions, he was trying to waste $30 million to gain $300 million. And in today's dollars, that's really not that much. But in 1985, I think that was a lot of money. But any which way. In order to waste the money and spend the money without having anything to show for it, that was his thing. I'm like, I'm running for mayor, but I'm not running for mayor. I'm voting for none of the above, and I want you to vote for none of the above. I don't want to be mayor. I don't want to be governor. I want you to vote for none of the above. I don't want you to vote for me. I just don't want you to vote for them. So let's kind of work on that. And I know it's really a few, it's just a few more weeks of this year. So I'm going to continue to kind of take some time off and continue to try and work on a platform and whatnot. But I promise you that in 2018, I'm actually going to take this very seriously. And, I hope you'll support me. And it won't cost you any money. Just cost you really your vote. But you're not really voting for me. You're voting for you. You're voting for none of the above. And I think now is getting to be the time that we create this political movement. So that's all I can think of right now. Any which way. So that's it. So let's vote for none of the above. Don't know if any other videos are coming from me in the next week or so. They might. I'm sure I've got something to say. But any which way, have a good night. Have a pleasant tomorrow. Don't vote for me.
just don't vote for them. So vote for none of the above, but put my name in there, and I promise to not serve and just not do any harm. But, all right, that's it. Bye-bye.